You won't believe how a simple family dinner turned into the moment that shattered Amara's world. It began on a quiet Sunday afternoon. The Hayes mansion sat on a hill like it was looking down on the rest of the city. Grand pillars, marble steps, a driveway long enough to hide secrets. The kind of home where whispers stayed buried behind expensive curtains. Amara stood outside the front door for a moment, breathing in slowly. She smoothed her dress, simple and soft, pastel cream, the kind that made her look gentle without trying. Her fingers shook, though she didn't know why yet. She thought it was just lunch, just a conversation, just family. But when the maid opened the door, she already felt it. The air was too quiet, too heavy, too intentional. "Mrs. Hayes is waiting in the dining room," the maid said, voice low, eyes lowered, almost sympathetic. Amara's heart fluttered with confusion. She walked in. The dining room was set for only 2 people. 2 plates, 2 glasses, 2 seats across from each other. Not a family lunch, not a group meal, a meeting. And sitting at the head of the table was Eleanor Hayes, her mother-in-law, her husband's mother, her judge. Eleanor did not look up immediately. She was slicing a fruit with slow precision, like every motion mattered. Pearl earrings, perfectly styled hair, a face that did not show age but power. "Sit, dear," Eleanor said finally. Her voice was gentle the way a knife is gentle before it cuts. Amara sat carefully, her hands folded in her lap. She tried to smile. "Is everything okay?" she asked softly. Eleanor placed the fruit knife down. Then she raised her eyes, calm, unbothered, practiced. "Amara, I'm going to speak plainly." The maid closed the door behind her. They were alone now. Eleanor didn't waste time. "Daniel's past has returned." Amara blinked. I don't understand." Eleanor leaned back in her chair. "She's back." That was all she needed to say. Amara knew who she was, Clara Morgan, the one woman Amara's husband had ever loved before her. Beautiful, accomplished, socialite. From a family whose name opened doors. The first love, the heartbreak, the unfinished story. Amara's chest tightened. "She and Daniel have seen each other," Eleanor continued. Calm, cold, certain. Amara's lips parted, but no words came out. She felt the floor tilt beneath her feet. Then Eleanor signaled with her hand. The dining room door opened again, and a maid entered, carrying a velvet bag. She placed it on the table between them. It hit the wood with a soft, heavy thud. Amara stared at it. Eleanor spoke slowly, as if explaining something simple to a child. "There is $5 million in that bag." Silence, not shock. Not disbelief, just silence. Amara didn't touch it. She didn't have to. Her heart already knew what came next. Eleanor folded her hands. "You will file for divorce," she said, voice smooth. No publicity, no arguments. No drama. Amara swallowed hard, but she still didn't look away. "And Daniel," she whispered. "Does he know you're doing this?" Eleanor smiled. A soft, polite, surgical smile. "He will," she said. And then she leaned forward, lowering her voice, not out of secrecy, but out of cruelty. "Daniel never loved you the way you think. He married you because you were safe. He pitied you. You were easy to keep, easy to please, easy to forget." The words hit harder than a slap. Amara felt something break, not loudly, but tragically, quietly. She almost couldn't breathe, but she didn't cry, not yet. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Why are you telling me this?" Eleanor's expression didn't change. "Because Clara is everything this family requires. Status, presence, power. She will elevate our name, you will hold it back." Eleanor pushed the velvet bag closer. "Take the money, leave gracefully. That is the dignified path." Amara stared at the bag, at the life-changing amount of money, at the price of her marriage. Her voice trembled when she finally spoke. "I love your son." Eleanor's eyes hardened. "Love is irrelevant when the future of a legacy is at stake." Amara's heart pounded. She felt small, invisible, discardable. But something inside her, something she never knew she had, flickered awake. A spark. A quiet, burning refusal. She stood up slowly. Her hands trembled, but her voice did not waver anymore. "No," she said, not loud, but unshakable. Eleanor's brows lifted slightly, the first sign of surprise. "No," Eleanor repeated. Amara didn't blink. "I'm not leaving my husband," she said, "and I am not taking your money." Eleanor's smile returned. But this time it wasn't polite, it was victorious. "As I expected," she murmured. Amara didn't understand, not yet, but she would. Because just then footsteps approached the door, familiar footsteps. The door opened, and Daniel walked in. He froze when he saw the velvet bag. Amara's heart stopped. Alina leaned back in satisfaction. "Oh, good," she said softly. "Now we can talk about this as a family." To be continued, Daniel froze in the doorway. His eyes went from Amara to his mother to the velvet bag sitting between them like a bomb waiting to go off. Silence, not the quiet kind, the kind that presses against your chest until your lungs hurt. "Daniel," Alina said smoothly, like she'd been directing this scene from the start. "Sit, we're discussing your future." But Daniel didn't sit. He took a step forward, hesitant, uneven, his voice low. "Mom, what is this?" Alina didn't answer him. She didn't need to. The bag answered for her. Amara felt her hands shaking again, but she kept them behind her back so no one would see. Daniel turned to her, eyes searching her face. "Amara, what's going on?" The question broke something inside her. She wanted to believe him. She wanted to believe he didn't know. She wanted to believe he wasn't part of this. But she also saw something in his eyes she had never noticed before. Fear. Not fear of losing her. Fear of what this meant for him. She spoke quietly. "Your mother offered me $5 million if I divorce you." Daniel's face went pale. Almost guilty pale. Alina sighed, annoyed, not ashamed. "Daniel, don't look shocked. This is the best option for everyone involved." He didn't take his eyes off Amara. "Amara, I didn't ask her to do this." Amara swallowed, voice trembling. "But you knew she would." Daniel shut his eyes. That was her answer. Her heart didn't break loudly. It didn't shatter. It just fell, like something inside her let go. Alina spoke to Daniel now, like she always had, like he was a prized object rather than a man. "Clara is back in town." Daniel's jaw tightened. He didn't deny it. He didn't pretend he didn't know. He didn't say, "Amara, you're the only woman I love." He said nothing. And sometimes silence is the cruelest confession. Amara felt her voice before she realized she was speaking. "You met her." Daniel's eyes flicked away. "Amara," she reached out. "It was only a conversation." "Only?" The word escaped her like a breath she wasn't expecting. "You didn't even tell me." Daniel stepped closer, hands raised, trying to calm the unraveling moment. "Listen to me," but Alina cut him off, sharp, commanding. "We are not going to pretend you ever loved this marriage." The words hit the air like a slap. Amara's mouth opened, but her voice felt gone. Daniel didn't defend her. He didn't defend the marriage. He just stood there, and the silence between them became a wound. Alina spoke again, each word measured like a blade being sharpened. "Clara is from our world. She understands the expectations of being a Hayes. The doors this family must open, the circles we move in. Amara, you never belonged here." The sentence landed slowly, cruelly, precisely. Amara blinked hard, her eyes stinging, but no tear fell, not yet. Daniel reached for her hand. "Amara, wait." She stepped back before he touched her, a small step, but it created a distance that felt like continence. She lifted her chin, not strong, but trying mattered. "Did you love her?" Amara asked. Her voice didn't shake this time. Daniel inhaled sharply. Alina's lips curved into the faintest smile. He didn't answer, which meant yes, maybe still, maybe always, maybe more than he ever loved her. Amara felt her heart squeeze so tight she could barely breathe. But she didn't cry, not here, not in front of them. She steadied herself on the back of her chair. When she spoke, her voice was soft but steady. "I am not taking your money." Alina didn't even blink. "You will," she replied. "No," Amara breathed. "I meant what I said. I'm not leaving." Alina's eyes turned sharp, then cold, then final. "We'll see." She stood, gathering her purse with the same elegance she started the scene with. The meeting was over. She left first. Daniel stayed. But sometimes staying is worse than walking away. The moment the door closed behind his mother, Daniel finally reached out again. "Amara, please." This time, she didn't step back. She didn't move at all. Her voice was quiet. The kind of quiet that comes after a blow that takes all the air out of your lungs. "Tell me the truth," she whispered. "Do you want her back?" Daniel's breath caught. His jaw clenched. His eyes closed. He didn't speak. and silence is an answer. Amara nodded slowly. Something inside her went still, not dead, not broken, just still, as if her heart was saving its strength for the storm that was coming. She walked past him, step, 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 no tears, not yet. But when her hand touched the doorknob, Daniel finally spoke. "Amara, please don't make this harder." Her hand froze, not because the sentence hurt, but because it revealed everything. He wasn't fighting for her. He wasn't fighting for them. He was only fighting for convenience, for comfort, for the life where she stayed quiet and grateful. Slowly, very slowly, Amara turned her head. Her eyes finally wet, but her voice steady. "I didn't make this harder," she said. "You did." She walked out. And this time Daniel didn't follow. To be continued, the city felt different that evening. Colder, quieter. Like the world knew something in Amara's life had cracked open. She drove home with the radio off, the streets passing in blurred shapes and muted colors. Her hands gripped the steering wheel, but she didn't really feel it. Her mind replayed everything. Alina's voice, Daniel's silence, the velvet bag. The silence in the dining room had been worse than shouting. Shouting means someone cares. Silence means someone has already let go. When Amara pulled into the driveway of their house, the house she picked curtains for, the house where she knitted the throw blanket on the sofa, it didn't feel like home anymore. It felt like borrowed space. She stepped inside. Daniel's shoes were near the door, his jacket on the chair, his scent in the hallway. Everything looked the same, but nothing was. She didn't cry, not yet. She placed her purse down slowly, held the edge of the kitchen counter just to feel something solid. Her phone buzzed, a message from her friend Nia, the only person she ever told the truth to. "Lunch tomorrow, you sound tense. Everything okay?" Amara stared at the message for a long moment. She typed back, "Not really, I'll tell you tomorrow." Send. Her chest tightened. And then another message came in, but not from Nia. This one made her blood freeze, from Daniel, even though he was still in the mansion with his mother. "We need to talk tonight, please don't leave." Leave. That word cut, deep, because it meant he thought she would, because he knew why. Amara placed the phone down and walked to the living room. The sun was setting outside, soft orange light filling the room with warmth she could not feel. For a moment, she stood still. Then the sound of a car outside, a door closing, footsteps. Daniel was home. The front door opened slowly. He walked in like he was stepping into a fragile memory. His face was tense, his eyes tired, his voice low. "Amara!" She didn't turn around. He approached her anyway. Slowly, careful, guilty. "I didn't know my mother would do that," he said. She said nothing. "I was going to tell you about Clara," he continued. "It just happened fast." Amara finally turned. Her voice came out in a whisper. "When did you see her?" Daniel swallowed. Yesterday. Yesterday he had kissed Amara goodbye before work, held her waist, smiled at her, told her he loved her. Yesterday. Her voice cracked, though she tried to hold it steady. "You didn't tell me." Daniel rubbed his jaw, frustrated, defensive, conflicted. "I didn't want to hurt you." Amara's laugh was quiet and empty. "You did." Silence. Daniel sat down slowly, like he was exhausted or hiding. "I need to figure out how I feel," he said softly. "She and I, we have history. It's complicated." Amara stared at him. The man she once believed would protect her heart, now speaking like she was a side note, a placeholder, a quiet waiting room for someone else's grand love story. She whispered, "What about me?" Daniel looked at her, but he didn't look sorry. He looked torn. And torn is worse than cruel, because torn means there's a choice. And she was not the obvious one. Before she could respond, a car engine sounded outside. Louder. Closer. Amara and Daniel both turned toward the window. A sleek black car, door swings open. High heels hit the driveway pavement. Confident steps. A silhouette emerges. Hair perfectly pinned. Designer coat. Posture that says she has never begged for anything in her life. Clara Morgan, the first love, the unfinished story, the woman Alina believed was worthy. She was here. Now Daniel's breath hitched. Amara saw it. That tiny spark behind his eyes. Recognition. Memory. Attachment. Clara walked toward the door with the ease of someone returning to what she believes still belongs to her. She didn't knock. Of course she didn't. She opened the door, as if she had the right, and there she stood, beautiful, polished, effortlessly commanding, her eyes locked onto Daniel first, then onto Amara. She smiled, not friendly, not cruel, something worse, knowing. "Daniel," she said softly, her voice smooth like silk and poison. Then she looked at Amara with polite pity. "Oh, you're here too." The room froze. Daniel opened his mouth, but Clara stepped closer, placing her hand lightly on the doorway as if she owned the air in the room. "I think we should all talk," she said. Her tone said something else. "I already know how this ends." And for the first time, Amara felt the tears forming behind her eyes. Not because she was weak, but because she knew. This was just the beginning. Clara didn't wait to be invited in. She walked into the living room like she had lived there before, her heels tapping softly over the hardwood floor. The scent of her perfume, sweet, expensive, intentional, lingered behind her like a declaration. Daniel stood up instinctively. Amara stayed still. Silence hung between the three of them, thick, fragile, electric. Clara's eyes brushed over the home, the photographs, the soft furnishings, the knitted blanket. Her lips curved, a polite smile, but only on the surface. "So," she began softly, "we should talk." Daniel swallowed, voice tight. "Clara, this isn't a good time." She tilted her head. "Daniel, there's never a perfect time for these conversations. That's why people avoid them." Her tone was smooth, gentle, but it carried power. She turned her attention to Amara, fully now, like she was finally acknowledging her as a real participant in the room. "You must be Amara." Amara didn't move. "Yes." Clara smiled, warm, sympathetic, devastating. "I've heard a lot about you. Daniel always spoke about how kind you are." Kind. The word hit like a slap. The polite compliment everyone uses for someone they don't consider competition. Clara didn't sit. She didn't need to. Her presence filled the room. Daniel shifted uncomfortably. "Clara, please!" But Clara ignored him. She stepped closer to Amara, not invading, but closing the distance enough to be undeniable. Her voice softened. "I didn't come to fight you. I'm not here to cause pain." A pause. Her eyes shined, but not with vulnerability, with certainty. "I just came to get back what we lost." Daniel inhaled sharply. Amara's heart squeezed. Clara continued, gentle, almost apologetic. "Daniel and I were supposed to get married. Our families had planned our future. We built dreams together. We were only separated because timing was wrong." Amara's fingers curled in her palms, pressing hard enough to leave half-moon marks. Clara exhaled shakily, as if she were the one in pain. "When I left the country, I thought I was doing what was right. I thought Daniel would move on, and he did, with you." It wasn't accusation. It was acknowledgement, but also dismissal. Daniel's voice cracked. "Clara, stop!" Clara finally looked at him, and the look was everything. Familiarity, shared history, unspoken memories, a language Amara had never been taught. She felt like an outsider inside her own life. Clara reached out and touched Daniel's wrist. A soft, intimate touch. The kind you don't give someone you're just catching up with. Amara felt the room tilt. Daniel didn't pull his hand away. He only looked down. Clara's eyes glimmered not triumph, but confidence, comfort, connection. Then she turned back to Amara, expression soft with pity. "Amara, I'm sure you're a wonderful person, truly. But Daniel and I have a bond that wasn't meant to end. Sometimes life brings people back to where they belong." The words were a velvet dagger, and they sank in deep. Daniel finally spoke, voice breaking. "Clara, I'm married." Clara smiled, slow, calm, devastating. "For now." The room stopped breathing. Daniel stepped back, stunned. Amara felt something inside her snap, quietly like a rope worn thin, finally letting go. Not surrender, not collapse, clarity. She looked at Daniel, really looked. His silence, his hesitation, his history with Clara, his mother's cold orchestration. And she understood. She had been fighting for a marriage she was in alone. Her voice was steady when it came, surprisingly so. "Daniel," he looked up. Her eyes glistened, but no tears fell, and that made the words cut sharper. "You didn't just let this happen today. You let it happen the moment you answered her message." Daniel flinched. Clara's expression shifted just slightly, respect maybe. Amara continued, voice soft enough to hurt. "You betrayed me before you ever touched her." Silence. Daniel opened his mouth, but no words came, because there were none. Amara stepped back, slow, controlled, graceful. Then her first tear finally fell, but only one. She wiped it away with her fingertips, gentle, almost thoughtful. And she breathed out, "I need air." She walked past them, out the door, into the cold night. The door clicked shut. Daniel didn't follow. Clara didn't call after her, because both of them believed the same thing, that Amara would break, fold, leave, but the night air hit her lungs like flame, and something in her awakened. Not rage, not grief, resolve. She wasn't leaving. She wasn't backing down, and she wasn't done. The house felt too quiet the next morning, like the walls themselves were watching. You woke up with your chest tight, the memory of last night replaying. Your father's voice echoing, the lawyer's words landing like stones. Your mother had tried to talk to you after he stormed out, but you shut your door and let the dark hold you. Now, sunlight filtered through the curtains, but it didn't feel warm. It felt like judgment. You moved through the house slowly, every step heavy. Downstairs, your mother stood by the kitchen counter, her eyes tired, her hands wrapped around a mug she hadn't taken a sip from. She looked like she hadn't slept at all. When she saw you, she straightened. "Good morning," she said, trying to sound normal. The silence stretched. You didn't answer. You didn't know how. She placed the mug down and moved closer. "Listen, about yesterday," you flinched. Even hearing yesterday made your stomach twist. Your mother hesitated, then spoke softly. Everything he said, everything you heard, it wasn't the whole truth. Your breath caught. She knew something. "Sit," she said quietly. You sat because your legs might have given out if you didn't. Your mother's voice was slow, careful, like she was opening a box that should never have been opened. "Your father, he's been hiding things about his business, things about where the money comes from. Those lawyers didn't come for you. They came for him." Your heart stopped. "What?" you whispered. She nodded, swallowing. "And when they mentioned your name, he panicked. He thought you already knew. He reacted from anger and fear, not at you. At the truth catching up to him." You stared at her, so it wasn't about you being a disgrace. It wasn't about your worth. It was about secrets. Your mother looked at the floor. "He didn't want you to know who he really is." Your voice shook. "Then who is he?" She looked up, eyes glassy. "Your father is not the man you think he is." The room felt colder, the sunlight dimmer, your heart beat louder. And then, before she could continue, the front door slammed. Your father walked in. His eyes landed on you, sharp, cold, too direct. The air thickened. He knew there was conversation happening without him. He knew something was shifting. Your mother stepped slightly in front of you. He noticed. His jaw clenched. "We're going out," he said to you, voice like stone. "Now we're talking." You felt your pulse race. Fear, anger, confusion. Your mother spoke quickly, firm. "No, not like this. She's not ready." "Stay out of this," he snapped. The slap hadn't been enough. His tone still struck. You looked at him, really looked. This wasn't a father. This was a man hiding behind a mask that was starting to crack. And you realized something. You weren't afraid anymore. You stood up slowly. "I'll go," you said. Both of them froze. You met your father's eyes. But this time you didn't look away, not even once. The car ride was silent. Not the kind of silence that's peaceful, but the kind that presses on your lungs, makes you forget how to breathe. Your father gripped the steering wheel so hard his knuckles were white. His jaw was clenched, eyes fixed on the road like he was trying to outrun something. Maybe he was. You watched the scenery blur past, houses, trees, streetlights. Everything familiar, yet suddenly distant. You didn't ask where he was taking you. Maybe you didn't care. Maybe a part of you already knew this was going to change everything. Finally, he pulled into a narrow road you hadn't seen before. Old warehouses, faded metal gates. No people. He parked. For a moment, neither of you moved. Then he spoke, quiet but sharp. "You think your mother told you the truth?" Your heartbeat thudded. He turned to you, his eyes darker than you'd ever seen. There was no softness. No warmth, just something raw and cornered. "She's trying to turn you against me. You know that, right?" You didn't answer. He laughed, short, bitter. "Of course. You believe anything she says. You always have." Your fingers curled into fists. "She said the lawyers came for you," you said, voice steady. "But they came for you." His eyes flickered. That was your answer. He leaned forward, elbows on the steering wheel, like he was holding himself together. You have no idea what I've done for this family." The anger in his voice wasn't rage, it was desperation. "You think everything you have came easily, that your life has been comfortable because I played by the rules." He looked at you then, really looked at you. And the mask cracked. "There are people," he said slowly, "who don't forget debts, people who don't forgive mistakes. I did what I had to do, and now they're coming, and they're using you to get to me." Your chest tightened. "So this is about danger," you whispered. He nodded once. Your father, who always seemed so powerful, untouchable, looked small. You didn't expect that. "But the lawyers, why did they say?" "They're not lawyers," he cut in. "They're messengers." The world tilted. Messengers, not legal, not official, not safe. Your voice trembled despite your best effort. "What do they want from me?" He looked away. "They want leverage." The words hung in the air. "Leverage, you." You swallowed, voice barely a sound. "So what do you want me to do?" He closed his eyes, just for a second, and when he opened them again, the father came back. Not the criminal. Not the cornered man, just your father. "I need you to trust me," he said. The problem was, you didn't know if you could. You opened your mouth, but before you could speak, a sharp tap hit the car window. You both froze. A man stood outside. Black coat. Unmoving, expression unreadable. Your father whispered one word under his breath. A name. Not a name you recognized, but it felt like a threat. A new chapter had just begun. And you were no longer just a daughter in a family argument. You were now a piece in a game you didn't understand. Not even once. The man in the black coat didn't knock again. He just stood there, waiting. Your father didn't move either. His breathing had changed, shallow, fast, like prey trying not to make a sound. You had never seen fear on his face before, not once in your life. But now it was there. Clear, sharp, real. "Stay in the car," he said quietly. You grabbed his arm. "No, I'm not. Stay in the car." The words were low, controlled, and this time they weren't anger, they were warning. He stepped out. The man in the coat didn't smile, didn't blink. He just tilted his head slightly as your father walked around the car, as if examining him. Like he already knew how this conversation would go. You couldn't hear the first few words. Just their eyes, their bodies tense, still, deadly. Then the man spoke, voice calm enough to make your skin crawl. "You've had time." Your father's voice came out rough. "I just need—" "No," the man cut him off gently. "Your time has run out." Your father stepped closer, his hands in fists. "My family has nothing to do with this." The man's head turned slowly toward you. Your heart jumped. You froze. He didn't smile, didn't make any threatening movement. But the message was clear. She is the leverage. Your father moved instantly, stepping into the man's line of sight, blocking you. "You touch her," he said, trembling with fury, "and I swear—" The man raised a hand, just a small gesture, and your father fell quiet, not scared, defeated. The man spoke softly, almost kindly. "We do not want the girl. We want your cooperation. The situation is simple. You either deliver what you owe or we take what you value most. You choose what that is." Your breath caught in your chest. "Take what you value most. You, your mother, your home, your life before this moment." The man turned away. "We'll visit again," he said. No threat, no raised voice, no dramatic exit. Just a statement of fact. Your father got back into the car and slammed the door. His hands shook as he grabbed the steering wheel, shook the way a dam shakes right before braking. He didn't speak. He just drove, fast, too fast. You didn't ask where. You didn't have to. Because now you understood. This wasn't about anger. This wasn't about disappointment. This wasn't about family pride. This was survival. And you, whether you asked for it or not, were in the middle of a war your father had been fighting long before you were born. As the car sped down the highway, you finally whispered, "What do they want you to do?" Your father's eyes stayed on the road. His voice was low. "I have to return something I took." You swallowed. "What did you take?" He didn't answer. Not because he didn't want to, but because answering would make it real. And once you know the truth, there's no going back. The car didn't stop until night. City lights gave way to empty roads. Empty roads gave way to dirt. Dirt gave way to silence. Your father parked in front of a small cabin hidden among trees, quiet, isolated, forgotten. It looked old, like it had been waiting years for someone to return. He exhaled shakily. "We'll stay here," he said. You stepped out. The cold night air wrapped around you. Crickets, wind, leaves, no voices, no neighbors, no safety, just you and him. You followed him inside. The cabin smelled like dust and pine. A single lamp flickered as he turned it on. There was nothing on the walls. No photos, no memories, no life, just a table, 2 chairs, and silence that felt too heavy. You sat. He didn't. He stood with his hands on the back of a chair like he was holding himself up. "You deserve to know," he began. Your heart bit down hard. He took a breath. "A long time ago, I worked for them." "Them?" you asked. "The mafia," his jaw tightened. "Worse." He didn't say the name, didn't have to, you already knew. "That man," you whispered. "The one today, he's not just some collector." "No," your father said quietly. "He's a messenger." Your stomach twisted. "What did you steal from them?" Your father finally sat slow, heavy, like gravity hurt. "I didn't steal money," he said. "I stole a person." Your breath stopped. He looked at you, really looked. "Your mother." You froze. Cold sliced through your chest. What do you mean?" "She wasn't always with me. She wasn't free. I took her away from them years ago. We changed our names. We disappeared. We built a new life." His voice cracked. "I thought I could protect her, protect you." Your heart pounded so hard it felt like pain, the arguments, the fear, her silence. The way she always looked over her shoulder, suddenly it all made sense. "Dad," your voice shook. "Are they coming for her?" He nodded. "And for you?" You stood so fast your chair scraped the floor. No, we can go to the police or," he laughed. But it wasn't a laugh, it was a collapse. "They own the police, they own the lawyers, they own half the city." Your throat stung, your chest burned. "So what do we do?" Your father looked at you with the saddest eyes you'd ever seen. "We run, again." You stared at him. Run, again, lose your home, your school, your life, your identity. But there was something else behind his eyes, something darker. Guilt and fear. He wasn't telling you everything, you knew it, you felt it. "What aren't you saying?" you whispered. Your father slowly closed his eyes, and when he opened them again, the truth finally came out. "They don't just want your mother back." Your breath trembled. "They want you." The words hit you like a blow. They want you. You felt the ground tilt, like the cabin was sinking, like the entire world had just shifted without warning. You took a step back, then another. Your voice barely came out. "Why? Why would they want me?" Your father's eyes didn't leave yours. "Because you look like her." Your breath froze, because you had her eyes, her hair, her face. Because to them you were hers, and to them she was property. You swallowed, trying to fight the rising panic. "But Mom is gone, she left. Your father closed his eyes. "She didn't leave." The room stilled. He wasn't looking at you anymore. His eyes were somewhere far behind you, somewhere he didn't want to go. He continued, voice low and breaking. "They found her first." Your knees weakened. Your mother. The woman who hugged you softly, who smiled like her heart was always somewhere else, who flinched at loud sounds and locked every door twice. She didn't disappear. She was taken. You felt the world stop moving. Your father wiped his face with his hand like he could scrape off years of guilt. "I couldn't save her." His voice cracked. "But I can save you." Your chest tightened. You shook your head. No, you can't keep running forever. They'll keep coming." He stood suddenly, chair scraping sharply. "I'll figure something out." "How?" you challenged, your voice rising for the first time. "How are you going to fight people like them?" He didn't answer, because he didn't know. You stepped closer, tears burning your eyes. "Dad, tell me the truth." "All of it." This time, he didn't fight. He sank back down, exhausted. "The organization your mother was part of, it wasn't just criminal. They controlled businesses, charity foundations, politicians. They were everywhere. Your mother was born into it, groomed, trained. She was supposed to marry one of them, someone powerful, but she didn't." He looked at you. "She chose me." Something in your chest hurt, like love and grief mixing into something sharp. "So she ran away with you," you whispered. He nodded. "And when they found out where we were, she gave herself up to protect us." Silence. Thick, suffocating, heavy. Your father's voice broke completely now. "She thought they would leave us alone if she went willingly. She believed they would spare you." You covered your mouth with your hand. A sob slipped out before you could swallow it. Your father looked like he was breaking in front of you. "She was wrong." He leaned forward, hands gripping yours. "They want you because they think if they have you, they can control her again." The cabin felt too small, the air too thin. Everything inside you was shaking. You didn't know what frightened you more, the idea of being taken or the idea of your mother somewhere out there believing she saved you. You wiped your tears. Your voice came out quiet but steady. Then we're not running. Your father stared at you shocked. We're fighting. For the first time tonight, you saw something in his eyes other than fear, pride, a small flame, flickering but alive. The next morning, the forest outside the cabin felt too quiet. No birds, no wind, just stillness, like the world was holding its breath with you. Your father sat at the small wooden table, elbows on his knees, staring at nothing. Not sleeping, not moving, just thinking. You approached him slowly. He didn't look up. You shouldn't have said what you said last night, he murmured. You frowned. About fighting, he nodded, still not looking at you. That kind of decision changes everything. It makes things harder. It makes everything dangerous. You sat across from him. It was already dangerous. That finally made him look up. His eyes were tired, red around the edges. But there was something new behind them now, acceptance, and something sharper, resolve. He exhaled. Then we need help, you blinked. Who would help us? Everyone's scared of them. Not everyone, he said quietly. He stood and walked toward an old, dented metal cupboard. He took out a locked wooden box. You had seen that box your whole life. It lived on the top shelf of his closet. You were told never to touch it. He placed it on the table, paused, then opened it. Inside were photos, letters, a silver ring, a folded piece of paper with writing worn almost invisible from time, and a gun. Your chest tightened. Your father didn't touch the gun. He took the photograph instead. He handed it to you. It was your mother, smiling, young, bright, standing next to a man you had never seen before, tall, sharp eyes, a presence that felt powerful even on paper. Who is he? You asked. Your father looked toward the window, like saying the name out loud might summon something. Her brother, your breath caught. Mom had a brother? Yes. Your father's voice was low. He left the organization long before she did, but they never forgave him for that. He's been in hiding for years. You held the photo tighter. Does he know what happened to her? No, your father's jaw clenched. And if he did, he would burn the world down to get her back. Silence settled again, but this time it wasn't hopeless. It was full of possibility. But finding him won't be easy, your father warned. He doesn't trust anyone. You looked at the picture again, at your mother's smile, at the man's steady stance beside her. We don't need him to trust us, you said quietly. Your father lifted his head. We just need him to know she's still alive. He studied you for a long moment, then something in his expression shifted. He nodded once. Slow, absolute. Then we leave tonight. You swallowed. This was real now. No turning back. No pretending life could return to normal. No more silence or confusion or pretending this wasn't happening. You looked up at your father. Where are we going? He didn't hesitate. To the one place they would never expect us to go. You waited. His voice was steady when he spoke. Home. The decision settled in the air like a storm waiting to break. Home. A word that once felt warm now felt dangerous. Your father packed fast, like survival was muscle memory. Clothes, cash, the photo of your mother and her brother, nothing more. You stood by the door, your heartbeat steady but loud. We leave before sunrise, he said. You nodded. He paused, looking at you not as his child, but as someone who had just become his partner in survival. You locked eyes. And for the first time since all of this began, neither of you looked away. The drive back to the city was silent. Not empty, just heavy. Heavy with everything unspoken, everything feared, everything hoped. The buildings rose up around you like shadows. The streets were familiar, but your life was not. Your father parked 3 blocks away from your old house, your neighborhood, the place you had grown up believing was safe. You watched your house from a distance. The curtains were drawn. The garden was overgrown. It didn't look like home anymore. It looked like history. Your father turned to you. We're not going inside, he said. But there's someone next door we need to see. You blinked. Mrs. Hale, he nodded. Mrs. Hale, your sweet, gentle, elderly neighbor. The one who brought cookies. The one who always smiled. The one who smelled like lavender and warmth. She was standing on her porch when you approached, like she knew you were coming. Her eyes widened not in fear, but in relief. Oh, thank God, she breathed, rushing over to pull you into her arms. You felt her tremble. She held your father too tight, like she thought he would disappear if she let go. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered, voice shaking with fear and love. "We just need information," your father said quietly. "Nothing else." Her expression darkened. "They came," she whispered. "3 times, looking, watching, asking about you. They frightened me." Your heart dropped, your father's jaw locked. "Did they say anything?" Mrs. Hale nodded, hands clasped tight in front of her. "They left this." She went inside and returned with an envelope. Black wax seal, no name, no address. Your father took it with steady hands. Inside, one piece of paper, just one sentence, not handwritten, not threatening, just a statement. "We know where you're going." Your stomach twisted. So they already expected you to look for your mother's brother. Your father folded the note slowly. Mrs. Hale looked at you, eyes soft, aching. "They're not like other men," she whispered. "Whatever you do, do it smart. Do it loud. Don't disappear quietly. Quiet people are easy to erase." Your throat tightened. Your father placed his hand on hers. "Thank you," he said. The words were small, but real. She nodded, then leaned in close to you, and said something you did not expect. "Your mother told me something before she left." Your breath caught. "What?" She said. Mrs. Hale's eyes glistened. "She said if they ever come for you, don't run blindly." Your heart hammered. "Then what do I do?" you whispered. Mrs. Hale squeezed your trembling hands. "You fight, but not with fear, with truth." Your father looked at her sharply. "You know something?" Mrs. Hale hesitated, then nodded. "Your mother didn't just have a brother." She looked directly into your eyes. "She had a sister, too." The world stopped. A sister. You weren't looking for one person. You were walking straight into the center of a family torn apart by power, loyalty, betrayal, and blood. And you were the piece everyone wanted. You didn't speak. You didn't breathe. You simply understood. This story was much bigger than you ever imagined. And you weren't running anymore. The world felt different now. Bigger, darker, full of names you didn't know and secrets you weren't supposed to hear. A sister. Your mother had a sister. Which meant there was someone else. Someone who might know the truth, or worse, someone who might be part of them. Your father didn't speak as you walked back to the car. His expression was carved from stone, every step heavy, calculated. Prepared, when the car doors closed, the silence finally broke. "We find the brother first," he said. You nodded, though your mind was still stuck on the sister. "Do you know where he is?" you asked. Your father hesitated. "Yes," he said. But there was something he wasn't saying, something tight in his jaw. "Dad," you pressed, "where is he?" His hands tightened on the steering wheel. "In the last place anyone would look for him." You waited. "The last place they would expect." You whispered, "Where?" He looked straight ahead. "The city he once helped them control." Your breath stilled. The heart of their empire. You were walking into the lion's den. The car ride felt endless. Highways. Busier streets. Tighter alleys. The world outside grew louder. Faster. Colder. It didn't feel like home anymore. You finally stopped outside a building that didn't look like much, an old boxing gym with flickering neon lights and cracked bricks. The sign above the door was missing letters. Just BOXIG Club remained. Your father turned the engine off. He didn't move. You realized his hands were shaking again. "Dad," you said softly. "Are you sure?" "No," he exhaled. "But there's no choice." You both stepped out. The smell of sweat, leather, and old concrete hit you as soon as you entered. Heavy bags swung. Gloves smacked. Bodies moved like trained weapons. Everyone here knew how to fight. Everyone here knew how to hurt. Your father scanned the gym. His eyes landed on a man in the far corner. Tall, strong, broad shoulders, hair tied back, eyes sharp enough to cut through steel. He looked like the kind of man the world didn't challenge twice. Your father walked toward him slowly. The man watched him approach. No surprise, no greeting, just awareness. When your father stopped in front of him, the man spoke first. "You shouldn't be here." His voice was deep, steady, dangerous. Your father didn't flinch. "We need your help." The man laughed, but it wasn't amusement. It was disbelief. Sharp, cold. "Help!" He took one step closer. "You stole my sister. You destroyed her life. And now you come to me for help." Your chest tightened. This was him, your mother's brother, your uncle. Your father didn't step back, didn't look away. "I didn't steal her," he said quietly. "She chose me." The man's jaw clenched. And look how that turned out. His voice cracked just barely. Pain beneath the anger, a memory behind the rage. Your father's voice softened. She's alive. Silence broke the room in half. The man froze. His breathing stopped. He grabbed your father by the shirt and slammed him into the wall. Don't lie to me. Your father didn't fight. She's alive, he repeated. But they have her. The man stared into his eyes, searching for a lie. He didn't find one. His grip loosened. Slowly, he looked past your father to you, and the world seemed to still around him. Your face, your eyes, recognition flickered. Pain, love, memory. You look like her, he whispered. You didn't speak. Because you couldn't. He stepped back, his expression shifting, rage melting into something colder. Purpose. Resolve. He turned away only long enough to grab his coat and a worn leather duffel bag. No hesitation, no questions, just action. He looked at both of you. Then we don't wait, he said. Your father nodded. What about her sister? You asked quietly. Your uncle's eyes darkened. She hasn't chosen a side yet. Your stomach tightened. And what side is she most likely to choose? He didn't blink. The winning one. The gym doors closed behind you. The war had officially begun.